This scripture is a good reminder of how we should keep our minds in perfect peace when we think about Christ, and especially in crazy situations as I have been and was in today. So welcome to my day, and this is just an event of things that happen, and I have a video after this to tell you a full story of what went down March 24th, 2024. Well, I want to see stuff like this is real. My car would not turn on. Hopefully when I get close to the car, it will register, and it's not registering. So the battery wasn't the problem because the key should have started already. So it's something else, unfortunately. So I don't know exactly what the problem is because it is registering. I put a new battery inside and it's still not opening the car. Neither is it locking or neither is it opening. But I'm gonna attempt to try that one thing I saw in the video. It's completely new. It changed it a few days ago. So this is a situation where, you know, someone would ask, like, do you still trust in God, and you know, your car is not working the way you want it to work? But yeah, my trust is unwavering. It's still the same thing, regardless if the car starts or not. Either I'll be heading home by train, or somehow by some miracle this car will start working, and we shall see if there's a miracle in the car. But at the moment, no miracle. Everything is locked and we can't get into the car. Welcome year story time. Welcome year 39. So let me tell you a story, and if you are willing to sit through probably maybe less than an hour, I don't know how long this video will last, but it's gonna be a minute. So my car decided to, well, it was my fault. It stopped working after probably 8 hours of going out. I went to church. Somehow I forgot that I didn't turn off the car. I walked away from the car because I was distracted. Again, distractions, this could be also a lesson. Distractions are real. When I say are real, like, they happen, and then it causes a lot of other problems to happen when you get distracted. So I was in the car, I parked the car, and a white car was so close to my car that I was nervous, and I was like, Lord, I hope this guy does not hit my car. So he kept going back and forth and like a little bit closer, but then he finally parked really well. And then I was like, well, let me close. I turned off the car, but then I turned it back on to close my rear view mirrors, and then somehow after that I forgot to turn it off. So it's been on, not as in like the car running or the ignition on, but when you turn the car key knob forward without fully starting the car, I left it in that position without fully starting the car. If that makes sense. So I left that, went to church, stayed there for 2 hours, and then after that I went downtown further to go to a dog cafe, waited there. So these are hours, you know, passing before my silly tail realizes that I left my car on. And then I go bowling, and then finally around probably 7 p.m. or close to 8 p.m. I walk back to my car and find out that I can't turn it on. Like, nothing works. Like, the automatic unlock and lock is not working. So at first I think it's a battery, but it's not my car key battery. But it's not the car key battery. So I go to Lawson and I switch out the battery and I put in the new one. So I'm spending more money. I spent 700 yen just to get the tools to unscrew the back for the battery, and I still didn't screw that back on. I'll do that later. And then I put the key back together, and I had to buy the new battery, and that was another 300 yen. So I spent $10 there. and I already spent $10 or $9 to pay for the parking, and I'm just spending and spending. And so I finally get back to the car, and I make a video about, well, Lord, let's see how this goes. Is there going to be a miracle that happens, or things like that, with something that's inanimate versus something that's that's living. So it doesn't work. And then I call our school car guy. I'm going to call him Mr. R because I don't want to reveal his name. And it's late, and I feel so bad always calling him when I have issues, but this guy was very helpful. Like, he kept inquiring. At first he was a little dismissive, but like he kept inquiring and trying hard and things like that. And then I was very helpful. Like, in the end, like, he was always there to help, especially when it comes to cars, and especially on times where it's his day off. So I am very thankful that we have people here in Japan who can help with a gaijin with situations. I can't really speak Japanese much, so that really is going to push me to learn the language more. And so I end up calling my insurance company, roadside service. He suggested that, Mr. R suggested to call roadside service, and I'm like, what does that, I don't know what that is. And thankfully the roadside service with the insurance company that I have is amazing. This whole situation was almost fluid. It wasn't even complicated. And I called the number. My insurance company is AIG, and in Japan they had my information. I only had to give my name and my phone number, and they had my record on there. So the roadside assistant was there, and the people couldn't speak Japanese, and so they all practiced this one line. I'm sorry, I'm not able to speak Japanese, but I will send you, I'm not able to speak English, but I will get a translator. And the first lady that said that English is really good, and the second lady was very interesting when she said, I'm sorry, I can't speak English, so I will get the translator. And how she said that, I didn't laugh at her, but it was very cute and funny compared to the first person. And so that's how I knew it was a prompt that they had to memorize and learn how to say. And the first lady translator was very good. I think she was European, maybe, like, she sounded like she was British. Very good translation. Second lady was good at translating too, but it was hard for me to understand her more than the first lady. But they were, the whole thing went really well, and I'm very thankful for that. So if you need an insurance company when you come here to Japan, choose AIG. 6 minutes has passed right now since I'm speaking, so if it feels more than that, that's not the case. So 6 minutes. And then, so thankfully the toll person comes, and he's a nice guy, gave me his business card. Very pretty eyes. I saw his eyes, I was like, wow, he's so pretty. I didn't check for a wedding ring, and I don't think even if there weren't a wedding ring, I don't feel ready for a relationship. I want one, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna have one anytime soon. I'm not desperate, if that makes any sense. But he was super nice. English was very spotty, but well enough for me to understand, and he understood my English a lot too, so that was a good exchange. So I made a new friend. I was pretty much extending out, like, hey, if you need an English partner, I can we can chat and things like that. So I have his business card, and I'll send him my information whenever that works out. But so he jump starts my car. So it turned out it was the battery that was dead. Jump starts the car, and I'm screaming like, "Subarashi! I'm so happy! Yay!" And he's excited. Of course, he feels grateful that he got to help people, and so I'm just thankful for that. And so whether the miracle happened, it didn't happen the way I expected it to happen, but my prayer is answered. I am home, even though I was freezing my butt off before the whole process. I couldn't feel my fingers after that. But I'm home. But the thing is, I can't really turn off the car for about an hour or two. So that's just I'll sit in the car for a whole hour, or actually I'll just leave it running, and then I'll go in the house and come back out to turn it off. So that's my story for the day, and welcome 39. That's all I can say.